There used to be a time where being an artist meant being adored, like genuinely liked. You were supposed to be charming, grateful, aspirational. You did interviews with Oprah, smiled awkwardly while Jimmy Fallon complimented your song, and maybe cried a little when you won your first Grammy. There was this idea that artists were role models, the ones we looked up to because they were good at what they did and still somehow managed to be relatable. But fast forward to now, that whole era is basically dead. These days, every artist wants to be the villain, the misunderstood, chaotic, you'll thank me later type of anti-hero. And honestly, I get it, but it's still kind of hilarious to watch. Like, look around, every big artist right now is deep in their dark arc. Whether it's wearing masks to hide from the industry they secretly rule, tweeting cryptic nonsense, dropping albums with no warning and even less context, or literally calling out their own fans mid-tour, everybody's trying to play the part of the tortured genius, the one who doesn't care if you like them because you're not smart enough to understand anyway. And it's not just a marketing thing, it's becoming an entire identity. Somewhere along the way, it became cooler to be feared than loved, and artists ran with it. There's this unspoken idea now that being the villain makes your art deeper, that if you distance yourself from the world, if you say less, reveal less, trust less, and offend more, your music automatically becomes more important. You become the artist who's above the game, not in it. Think about how many rollouts now start with an apology, a scandal, or a direct attack on another artist. Think about how many tours are built off of tension instead of celebration. These artists aren't trying to be your favorite anymore. They're trying to be your obsession, someone you argue about, someone you defend like they're part of your family. And if you hate them, even better. It's also kind of a power move. Because when you act like a villain, you don't have to play by anyone's rules. You can ditch press, ignore your label, break contracts, say wild stuff in interviews, and when people call you out, you just lean into it. You make it look intentional. You turn backlash into mystique. Suddenly, it's not you're problematic, it's you're too real. You're too authentic. You're not here to be liked, you're here to challenge the system. And people eat that up, especially online where controversy moves faster than talent ever could. But part of this shift is also a response to how artists get treated now. The moment someone hits a certain level of fame, they're expected to be everything. Humble, outspoken, perfect, honest, brand safe, provocative, all at once.
And if they mess up even a little, the internet drags them through hell. So instead of trying to keep up with that impossible standard, some artists are just flipping the table and becoming what people accuse them of: arrogant, distant, too cool to care. It's kind of like, if you're gonna call me the villain anyway, I might as well play the part and have fun with it. But it's not always as deep as we want it to be. Sometimes these villain arcs are just really well-styled PR moves. Like, let's be real, disappearing for a year just to drop a 12-song album where you call out your ex and blame the industry, that's not villainy, that's just marketing with better lighting. And you can tell which artists are actually going through something and which ones are just cosplaying as mysterious to sell records. Not everyone who stops smiling in interviews is a revolutionary. Some of them are just shy, or burnt out, or trying to build a persona that makes people curious again. What's funny though is how fans buy into it. Like, we almost want our artists to be villains now. We want them to be complicated. We want them to post cryptic things on IG stories, delete their whole discography for no reason, or call out the Grammys like they're plotting revenge. It makes everything feel more exciting, like we're watching a live character arc instead of just listening to music. And in some twisted way, the messier the artist gets, the more loyal their fans become. You ever seen someone defend an artist after they said something wild? At the end of the day, acting like a villain gives artists a weird kind of freedom, a way to take back control in an industry that constantly tries to mold them into something clean and profitable. And I can respect that. But it also kind of makes you miss the artists who just wanted to connect, who didn't need the masks or the mystery or the chaos, just the music. Now it feels like everyone's in character. And sometimes I wonder, when does the performance end? Because eventually, all villains either get exposed, redeemed, or replaced. And in this industry, all three can happen in a single week.